y'all was just tuning in, tune back in. We're live again. All right. I had to turn the game off. It was distracting me. I lost every game. Let's move the camera. Let's get off the gameplay camera. Let's get here. Let's get personal. Is that too close, chat? Get back it up a little bit. How's that? Eyes look good. Eyebrows look good. Hit him with the eyebrow motions. That's what me and my son do. And then my daughter, she go, I say, PJ, hit him with the eyebrow motion. And she go, She can't raise her eyebrows. I don't know why. She got her daddy's blood, and she should be able to hit him with the eyebrow motions. Anyways, here we go. Let me know if I'm getting too close. I'm up on the screen a little bit here. All right, so the main, I had that gameplay going, but the real thing we're trying to do here is talk about this fucking Reddit posting that I already got it on the screen. Okay, call in. I got my backup phone charging that takes my hotline phone, so I can't check the Discord. All right, if you guys are on the Discord, you could be able to hit the voice chat, and then I could bring in the Discord server to that, right? You know, technology shit. You know what I'm saying? As we get this rolling. You guys can see this is already on here. I already started talking about it a little bit. For those of you through school, right? So this person throws out this laundry list of everything that was wrong with their season, and well, I don't even know. I really don't even. Where is it? Voice channel right there. So we're in it there. Create invite. No, I don't want to do that. Here, I'll just drop this in the comments for y'all. You should be able to hit it right there. It's in the comments. Copy paste. Copy paste in the comments. Okay. Get out of there. All right, so here we are. Back to this. We'll have to discuss number 1 because that's on a different channel. Go check the recent gameplay on number 1. To do number 1 quickly here, right? Do not let them fool you into thinking you're a bad sailor or person. They will point out all the flaws because they will justify hurting you as being what you need. The first time they do it is at Meet the Mess. You will get it worse because you're an easy target who is idiosyncratic and has been a successful sailor. They think your success should be invalidated to any mistake they've seen you do at any point in your career. And as I read that again, right, something like this sounds like they're directing it to a person, right? That's what you would tell, like, say, if you're a chief that's mentoring a first class that's eligible, right, that has a chance, right, and this is how you feel. You're this chief, and you have a mentee. Maybe this is something you tell them directly, right? But how can you make sounds like a very direct comment, right? You will get it worse because you are an easy target who is idiosyncratic and has been a successful sailor. Who the fuck are you talking to, right? Every first class that becomes a chief, every chief sitting in there is successful, right? Many first classes are successful without ever being selected for chief. Many chiefs are successful and then stop being successful. Or many chiefs are successful as first classes and get selected for chiefs and then are never successful again, right? So really where this is, the way this is written up, and I had to look up idiosyncratic on the last one I was just doing, right? Peculiar or an individual. Well, the whole fucking individualism is supposed to be knocked out of you during boot camp, right? I know the Navy has really tried to bring it back. All military has, to be like, you can still be you, which, yes, I get, you can still be you. Not saying anything's wrong with that, okay? But also, when you're in the team environment, when you're on mission environment, it shouldn't be about you. So again, when they're saying you're an easy target who's idiosyncratic, I'm not going to look the word up again. Peculiar or individual is what it said. I do not fucking get. Okay, I do not get it. All right. And again, this sounds really like they're trying to talk to a specific individual. Even though, like as I just said, like every chief is successful, right? It's to varying levels and varying degrees. Okay, what the criterion is for selecting a LS1 to LSC is very different from a GM1 to a GMC. Is very different to a ISC. Is very different to a CTT, CTI, CTN, to a ETN. Right? They're all different. Every little group of chiefs mess or of master chiefs, excuse me, sitting down at the board is looking for different things within their community. Okay. If you don't know how the communities are broke down, go to the fucking My Navy HR, look who's at what board in what fucking groups and what communities. It's all right there. Okay. So again, to like put this to how it sounds so direct is just, it's a little off for me. Okay. It's a little off for me. So now let's counter this with, what can you do? Let's see. They will point out all your flaws. Maybe because you don't know your own flaws. Because oftentimes when we are so successful, we don't think we have flaws. We think that all the successes just come so easily and so perfect, without hindrance, without flaws. And sometimes many people, right, they are not self-reflective enough, self-aware enough to know that they have flaws. Okay? So maybe that's what's happening. So yeah, I'm just trying to offer counterpoints here. Okay? You do with it what you want. If you're a first class out there, you're eligible, you're waiting on the results, you let me know what you think, all right? And if you're a chief in the chat, let me know what you think. If you're anyone else, let me know what you think. They will think your success should be, all right, blah, blah, blah. As I was saying in the last one, like any mistake that they've seen you do at any point in your career, the most someone has seen in my career is 3 years at a time. They don't know all the mistakes I've ever made in my entire career. At any point, they know the mistakes that I made the last 3 years. If I was with them the whole 3 years, which again, as I said before, during my chief season, I was with most of those chiefs all 3 years. Not all of them, most of them. A few, the last year. Some, it was in between. People transfer. What the fuck are we talking about? Do not take their words literally. I know this is difficult, but their objections and parameters are ad hoc in order to fuck with you. Again, this one, I don't know how to take this because I speak literally. If I tell you to do something, I'm myself, I'm not fucking around. I'm telling you to do it. Like, you better fucking listen to me literally. Okay? If I'm like, hey, fucking do 5 push-ups and only you, and you turn around, all right, everyone, we're doing 5 push-ups. I didn't fucking tell everyone. I told you to do them. Okay, and that's, maybe that's where it's ad hoc to fuck with you, where it's like, no, you fail and succeed as a fucking team. I get that, but when I was speaking, I spoke to you. I said your name, you fucking do them. I don't think there's 2 fucking ways around that, okay? So I really don't, again, number 2, how do you take their words then? For like pretends? For maybes? Not literally? Like, there's zero context to that. So I don't know how to. Yeah. Number 3. Some of these towards the end I might not go over because I think there were things talked about here that should not be talked about unless experienced by a person, by the select, by the chief, first class, whatever which way you want to split that hair. We'll see. The chief you trust the most will use everything he knows about you to fuck with you and embarrass you. Cut him off and don't look back. What a fucking crock of shit and horrible fucking advice. I'm like, this one really, like, I had plenty of problems during my season. Okay. Even stuff close to this, right? I would not say at all that this is correct. I will say, let me like caveat, like hedge this a little bit. One, the chief you trust the most should not be trying to fuck you over and embarrass you. Okay. If that's what happens, I'm sorry for you, but like, that's not how it's supposed to work. I think that's you picking poor Chiefs to fucking trust, right? You have to trust a little bit, but like this cut him off and don't look back. Like, show us on the Chief teddy bear where somebody hurt you, okay? Because this is just insane, right? And this kind of goes to some of their other things in here. And I think we'll loop this in with some of the other stuff they point out, because it all kind of goes together, the whole trust factor thing, right? Which in the Chief Creed, trust is inherent, all that good stuff. But how, if we just take this number 3 and we put it up with what I wish I knew when I went through season, and the thing you wish you would have known is that the Chief you trust the most will use everything he knows about you to fuck with you and embarrass you, cut him off and don't look back. I don't know how that's any, like, that's what happened to you, person. That's not what's going to happen to every person, right? Every select. So if you say this blanket statement like this, right, again, and this was like the trust is inherent thing, and I don't think this helps the Chiefs mess at all, right? You put this out there, now everyone that, one, doesn't like the Chiefs mess, don't believe in it, doesn't believe in the season, everything like that, right? They read this, and they're automatically like, boom, I fucking told you. I fucking told you. Right? Because a Chief just validated this. So as where they don't trust the Chief to do the right thing or the good thing, they trust the Chief when it aligns with their perspective of it's all bad. And you as a Chief help perpetuate that, and you back that up. And where the fuck does it leave the rest of us? Still fight. Like, we get it enough. One, yes, we do it to ourselves. We do it to ourselves by losing the trust and doing things wrong. But then we do it to ourselves with shit like this in number 3. Right? Is when you cut our like you don't even allow us to do it to ourselves or to try to earn it or try to lose it. You, as another brother or sister Chief in the mess, you do it for us on fucking Reddit, where many Chiefs aren't even, looking. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's keep going. Nothing you do will count, so ignore their barbs. We could just go, that sentence right there. I believe in the CPO creed, every pointed barb is with purpose. Now, that purpose, up to you. Not to say that every fucking barb, not that every Chief knows what every barb is supposed to mean or how they're trying to deliver it. I'm not saying that, because some they think they're doing it right, and then I just be like, what the fuck are you doing? I'll tell them like that. What is that for? Don't do that again. That I don't like. Explain your point, right? So to this Chief that wrote that, how often are you doing that during your seasons? Because a lot of people in the comments thought this was like a first year. Come to find out, as you read through the comments, it is not. This is like a third year or something, right? So it's the 3 years in the mess. That's when a lot of people consider you starting to really get it, when it's like things are clicking and you're really starting to fucking grind and like it's all coming together, right? And for them to write this, and then I just don't get it. Nothing you would do will count, so ignore their barbs. That's like saying, I don't even know what that's like saying, bro. Like, everything you do doesn't count, so no matter what they give you, just don't fucking listen to them. What if someone's trying to give you, what if that barb is actually one of the good ones? What if that person is giving you that not spoon-fed fucking answer, but giving you that pointed barb where it makes sense, right? And all you're doing here in this fucking Reddit posting is like, ignore everything. Ignore it. It's not going to help you. You're going to be wrong anyway, so fucking ignore them. Where's the healthy, positive criticism and critiques to actually help selects going into the season? Because this fucking ain't it. All right. They will pretend that they're being fair to make you more mad at your failures, but you were doomed to failure from the start. Oh my God. What the hell? You want to shit on people before they fucking even start. That's a good way to do it. Hey, you're going to fucking fail from the beginning, so just know that, okay? Because they're going to shit on you no matter what, fucking select. Where does this fucking help, right? You wish you knew this before the season. Holy shit. What's there to fucking know? right? You're sharing this with people as like a help. When the way this comes off, excuse me, adjusting my back pillow. The way this comes off is supposed to be this like fucking let me help you, right? No, it doesn't. Well, you sound bitter, right? And then at that, it sounds like since you had it hard, it's not that you want everyone else to have it hard, but you want them to know that they're going to have it hard, that they're going to have a shitty experience just like you did. That's crazy. It's not a puzzle with the solution. There's no right way. That you just need to figure out. Okay. Like, I'm not, that one don't like round me up too much. Like, leadership is not a puzzle, right? It's there's not a right way. There's many different ways, right? As we talk about leadership, and you do need to figure them all out, depending on the fucking sailor you have, right? You have to figure out all the different ways to lead for all the different sailors you have, right? It's not a puzzle. There's many solutions. So fucking figure out which piece of your leadership puzzle that you need to fucking put in right now. It's fucking dumb. 6, they enjoy laughing at you because there is no corrupting combination than power, rationalization, and a complete lack of consequences. Oh my God, shut up. All right. There's not a complete lack of consequences. There's only a complete lack of consequences if your Chiefs mess really fucking sucks and your CMC sucks. Otherwise, what will be happening in there? Oh, and your senior chiefs, because the senior chiefs are supposed to be training the chiefs, and the senior chiefs are the sheriffs that should be keeping it fucking in line, right? If the senior chiefs can't do that, and CMC or the nines have to get involved, depending on like the size of your command and stuff, then I think you'd really be fucked up, and there should be consequences. Now, not to say that I don't disagree with I disagree with complete lack of consequences. Could there be a lack of consequences? Yes. Meaning that the consequences aren't enough or they don't happen frequently enough. But that's not to say there's a complete lack of consequences, right? I think there's maybe you can say I'm splitting hairs, but I think it's fair to say that there are consequences if you fuck up. Okay? I've seen chiefs be removed from the fucking training environment, right? Because they were going too hard or they're just off basis of what was happening. Okay. I was almost that chief one time when I heard people were looking for me because they thought in a very large training area, right? When I started giving them the business for their failure to do what they're supposed to be doing, people thought I started going too hard, right? And then I heard that people were looking for me. Now, it was a very, like a combined mess kind of thing. And, when they were looking for me, I wasn't fucking around. I was working. But, at that time, if they wanted to send me some consequences, there would have been. And I would have had to say, aye, got it. Cool. You know what I mean? But yeah, so moving on. If you follow the advice of any member of the mess, do not expect it to work. The others have their own vision. So when you do whatever solution you think you have, they will do everything in their power to invalidate it. Oh, I don't think I've ever read anything that is so fucking like boo-hoo woo-hoo fucking, it just, it's not that I defend the season so much or I defend the Chiefs mess so much, right? It just, I cannot defend like bitch assness. And honestly, like so much of this is what it sounds like, right? If you follow the advice of any member of the mess, do not expect it to work. What if it does work? What if it does work? The others have their own vision. So when you do whatever solution you think you have, okay, so hold on. So I tell Selecty, hey, you guys should think about this. Or maybe I just spoon feed them, do it like this. And they do it like that. Then the other members have their own vision. Oh, wow, look at that. Different people with different ideas of how to lead and how to get from fucking A to B. So fucking what? So what? The others have their own vision. Okay, have their own fucking vision. The selects didn't go to them. They went to me. I helped them. So what are you doing now that you're a chief and you're sitting in the mess and you're helping out, right? And you gave solutions, or do you not give solutions because you're still butthurt from number 7 here? So you don't give solutions, so you don't fucking help at all. Instead of helping and guiding and helping, helping guiding the selects to find some success, right? And then when those other fucking chiefs try to fucking shut it down, do you say something or do you not say something? Do you just sit there and be like, oh, see, there you go. They have their own vision. They're just going to yell at them. So fucking fuck me then. What the fuck? You know how many times like I've had that happen and then the chiefs start trying to go and I'll let them go for a little bit. And then usually it comes around to like, who told you to do it this way? And then the selects will sit there and they'll be scared to say. And then finally, I'll fucking be like, tell them it was fucking me. Tell them I told you to fucking do it that way. And then let's see what they say. What's going to happen? What are they going to do? They're going to start yelling at me? They're going to yell now. CMC might yell at me if I gave them some fucked up information and fucked them all up. But if I told them to do it a certain way, and we all know if it's right, okay? People just had different visions of how to get there. But if the end result is there and it's correct and it meets whatever the intended goal was, no one's going to say shit to me, right? So why are they going to say shit to me? Because it's right. So when we go back up here, right, I just look at it as like you're letting them invalidate it. You're letting them invalidate you. Right? Why not just answer the questions how you need to fucking answer them and move on? But to say, if you follow advice of any member of the mess, do not expect it to work. You are not providing any help to any future chief, to any first class that's going to be selected. Instead, why don't you be like, if you seek help, like you better pay attention to what help is being given, and then make the decision for yourself, and then stand on that business of why you made the decision to listen to the help or not listen to the help. Right? But whatever the tasking is, the end result still needs to be correct. Okay? Oh, here's a good one. Number 8. It is personal. They will take the things they don't like about your personality and criticize you nonstop. Your difficulties with socializing, the fact that you don't memorize details about other people's families, your career path, the fact that you're different. Again, the idiosyncrasy thing, the peculiarness, the different thing, I think that reads into something else that this person isn't saying. I'm just shooting in the dark here. I don't really fucking care, right? As I've had all kinds of people come through the season that went through with me, and then in the 7 seasons afterwards that I've participated in, I really don't give a shit about what makes you so fucking different. I care about if you're going to put the fucking khaki on, put on the uniform, wear the anchor, and do the fucking job of a chief. You know what I mean? So what are we talking about here, bud? I think I just look at this like the way it's written, like they're trying to allude to something else that I think isn't there. Or obviously, it was there in their season those years ago in that mess. That does not mean that it's fucking everywhere, every time, for every person. But again, if you're a junior sailor that doesn't like any of it anyways, this is the chief you want to trust because it aligns with how you're thinking. It's like political tribal thought in any tribe that you want to be a part of, right? This matches you, right? It matches what the little box you want to be in, where you want to put chiefs in. So you vote this up and you're fucking all for it. They do it because they want to be hard, despite the fact that you'll barely be able to keep it together. What? Details other than your career path, the fact that you're different. They do it because they want it to be hard, despite the fact that you'll barely be able to keep it together. No. They will not accept anything you say as genuine unless they make you hurt first. Okay. So later on, this person talks about they had some mental health issues during the season. All right, mental health is serious. Get help if you need to get help. Okay. But something else I've seen is a lot of people have never been challenged with anything hard in their life. And this is just a season. Like, it's the mental stress really isn't that much. It's more of it is a professional mental stress of get the work done, get the work done, get the work done, get the fucking work done. Okay. I don't believe, or excuse me, belay that. I believe that if you cannot handle the stressors of season in completing tasks, I really have questions if you should be fucking leading. I really do. You can't sit there and tell me, yeah, but or what are you going to tell me? Well, Chiefs don't really do any fucking work anyways, so I shouldn't have to be able to complete all these tasks because it's not really my job. My sailors do all the work for me. Go ahead, sound off with that one. I'm sure sailors will love that too, right? So, the fact that you'll barely be able to keep it together. No. That again, you're speaking very generally here, right? And this is you're self-reflecting on yourself here, Southpaw Stranger, okay? You could barely keep it together. That's not to say that all selects can't keep it together, right? Selects keep it together on varying levels throughout the entire Navy, throughout all the messes, throughout every individual journey. There could be 20 selects in one mess going through the season. It's all 20 individual journeys and experiences, and they're keeping it together in different ways, coping mechanisms, and so on and so forth, okay? But again, you writing this makes it sound like this is what you wish you would have known for the season. This is what everyone else should know for the season, and for the season, you're not going to be able to keep it together. Way to motivate and encourage those future Chiefs on fucking doing their best. That's fucking great. Let's forceful backup to the negative and worse performance that you could possibly give. That's what you're going to be able to do. It's fucking trash. This upsets me because there's like hey, straight up, I could be negative a lot of times, right? But like this shit right here, there's just no positive. Like when you're trying to encourage people, I was talking to my former sailor, who's now out of the Navy, and they're going through a police academy. He's been on my mind lately, and I was like, I need to reach out to text him. So I text him, right? I was like, hey, how's it going? And they suffered some injuries, and they're trying to bounce back. And they were saying how it's harder than boot camp, and so fucking like they're like, holy shit, this is tough. And I was trying, hey man, like, don't be a bitch. You got this. The fuck, like, come on now, like, remember who you are. Remember what you've already been through. Right? Like if your body's quitting on you, you can't help that, right? If you get injured and stuff, right? You can if you're hurt, you can push through hurt. If you're injured, you want to make sure you don't stay injured, right? Or injure it where it's like it becomes severe, okay? But so is it injury or are you hurt? If you're hurt, get the fuck back out there and fucking finish this shit, man. Let's go, right? That I think is completely different than what we're reading here on Reddit together tonight, right? This is all just negative, where it's like, this is things they wish they knew. And whenever you say, like, if I titled this video 10 things I wish I knew before the season, and you clicked it, I'm sure you're clicking it because you would like to know it also, so it could help you. You. Right? I don't think I really don't think shit about this is helpful for someone. Oh, damn. I don't know why, but my shit been fucking up, so let's just keep going here. Number 9, your sponsors suck. Again, your sponsors suck there, Southpaw. That's not to say that everyone's will suck. They'll suck at different degrees, and some might even be great. One doesn't even get your name right, and the other's not engaged. You want to talk about? There's probably some fancy words about this, right? About like where you're trying to give it. It's that like you. It's not narcissist, but like, hey, let me help you out by telling you everything about me, kind of shit, right? But it's gonna all help you. I don't know. It's weird. There's some weird shit right here. Your sponsors suck. One doesn't even get your name right. They didn't get your name right. All right. They knew my name. My sponsor knew my name. Okay. And the other is not engaged. I mean, that was on par for me. But maybe because I didn't engage them either. Right? You have a primary and a secondary. I always went to the primary. I really didn't go to the fucking secondary. Why is the secondary going to engage if I'm not engaging? right? Okay. Regardless, they don't know what they're doing, and you should take their inputs with a grain of salt. Remember, they will not be able to identify a mental health crisis. Remember, nobody in the fucking Navy, unless they're a fucking clinical physician in that area of expertise, can diagnose a mental health crisis. So what the fuck are you talking about? You can't even really diagnose a mental health crisis. You just know when your head's not fucking feeling good. I know when my head's not feeling good. I don't mean a headache. I'm talking about when the thoughts are getting dark and shit. Does that mean it's a mental health crisis? No. Would need to go to a doctor. I would need to get evaluated. They fucking take all the answers to the questions, put them in their little matrix, and then tell me that I'm at a 6 and I'm okay and I can go home because I'm not at a 10. Right? I've taken those exams. Right? Unless you're really saying, yes, I have a fucking plan and I'm going to do it, they don't do shit. Right? The very first one I ever did, they didn't do shit. Right? The one their questionnaire fucking sucks. Okay? Another topic for another time. But I hope you all get what I'm saying here. Oh, let me not get on that. Okay. So, I don't think sponsors always suck. Right? I think, again, they're to varying degrees. How much experience do they have? How long have they been in the mess? How many seasons have they been through? You know what I mean? All that stuff contributes. Varying levels. I think my two sponsors, one of them's a fucking CMC now doing great things, right? I don't think he was a bad sponsor. Maybe he's exactly what I needed, and during that time, I didn't even fucking know it, right? My secondary, he was a first year, like, maybe he was exactly what I needed, and I didn't even realize because I didn't utilize him enough. He was a 7-year chief. I was in 13 years. I was senior in time than him. More deployments, more experience, more everything. He made chief in fucking 7 years. He must have done something right. Why didn't I go knock on his door and ask him more about that? That's a failure on my part. Does that make him shitty? No, it makes me shitty. Okay. Fucking remember, they won't be able to identify a mental health crisis. No, but if you're feeling like that, why didn't you just go to the ER? Why didn't you tell them I feel like I need to go to the ER? Because at that point, they should probably just be taking you, or you should be going to medical straight away. Okay? If anyone ever feels like that, if you're having suicidal thoughts, they should report it, and you should go to the fucking ER immediately. You should call someone that you trust, that you do trust. I don't care what fucking rank or pay grade they are, what rate. You should call them immediately and get the help you need if that's how you're really feeling. Okay? Because you're right. Me, as dumbass Josh, Chief Moore, I cannot identify a mental health crisis. But if you're feeling like you're going down that road and you tell me, I can identify the fucking exit to BAMC and take you there to get you into the hospital. You know what I mean? You gotta know what you're capable of, people. All right? Don't use adjectives honorable and exalted when addressing them. They never updated the orders, but you shouldn't do that. Okay. Yeah. No, you shouldn't. Boo-hoo. On to the next one. Boo! To that I say, Southpaw, did you update the orders where it doesn't say that? Do you remind people that they don't have to, that's not part of it anymore? Again, always look inward before you look outward, right? When you point one finger, there's 3 pointing back at you, okay? The talent show is just a way to make you feel bad. You have a 99% chance of not going over, so don't blame yourself when they humiliate you with a larger audience. Oh, this one, my talent show sucked. I'm not very talented. I immediately got booed because the song I picked had this super long intro, so I was just kind of standing there I was vibing with it, but it was super long, and they're like, "What the fuck? Get on with it!" And then it just went sideways, and then it got better. It went sideways, and then it got better, and then it was fucking leave, and I was like, "Okay, well, that's that, I guess." So what? Were you upset that you were a little embarrassed that your talent show didn't win first prize? Boo hoo! That could go back up to like the number one. Like you thought you were so fucking successful that your talent show was just gonna be the fucking best thing ever. Maybe the talent show is about seeing the real you. Maybe the talent show is about you letting loose, right? Maybe the talent show is about you opening up and not being this like I am selectee, I must do this. Maybe it's like, hey, look, I'm Josh. I can have fun. I know I didn't understand that at that time. Right? I went in there very serious, trying to really not that I can sing, but like that was gonna be like, all right, let me try my hardest to sing this song good. Now when I watch them and stuff and when I participate, and even when I'm just being me in the mess, right? I'm not like that select me. I'm not selecting more anymore. I'm Josh. And I think that's part of what you, Southpaw, are not saying here, right? Talent show is just a way for you to get out of your skin. 99% chance it is not going to go over. So who fucking cares? Have fun with it. Be yourself. Show them a side of you that we've never seen because we've only been working with Petty Officer First Class, who the fuck ever you are. How about we try that approach? Okay? And when they humiliate you with the larger audience, I don't know how large the fucking audience could be. It's like just the CPO mess, unless you do a combined CPO mess thing. But fucking, who cares? It goes back to like, show us who you are. Now, if there's something like, there shouldn't be rude comments or anything like that, right? We all get that. But like, that's not what we're talking about here. It just says that it's not going to go well, so then they're going to humiliate you. I always say this, right? Like the word humility, I'm not a big fan. That was always my lesson. That was always trying to be taught. They were always trying to teach me humility, right? Um, but like the words humility and humiliate, aren't they similar? So I just find that interesting how those words are similar, right? Um, if they humiliate you, do you learn humility? Humility. Just asking. You're not selfish. You're not rude. You're not a coward. They don't know you and will say anything they can to make you feel bad. You, as a first class, had more junior sailor respect than 90% of the mess. My goodness. So then go back to being a fucking first class then, right? No. Because I bet you're not the one, right? No. That's the rest of us, right? You, as a chief, you still have all the respect. Absolutely, you do. You're the one that's absolutely fucking right. You have all the respect. We don't. We're the trash. You still got all the respect without having to be a first class. You're the only chief there. What the fuck are we talking about? Okay. Um, some people are selfish. Some people are fucking rude. And some people are cowards. Let's not fucking fake it. Okay? We don't fake it over here at Bravo Zulu. Some people are those one of those three things. Some people are multiple of those things. And some hit the trifecta. Okay? So, you know, you're right. We don't know you. First class, whoever you are, we don't know you. I will say anything to get to know you. Right? Both personally and professionally. And my approach to that for myself is when we're in the professional training setting, it is professional training. And then I'll get to know you outside of that. Sounds pretty fair, right? So when I'm coming to you about work shit, I know we about work shit. Okay? And then when I come to you as Josh, I know I'm coming to you as Josh. And vice versa. Okay? So there is a difference there. Okay? And I think this is poorly demonstrated in this number 13 here. Where is it? Oh, right there. Make sure these are a little bit off here. You will be tired during the final. Yeah. So, all right. You'll be tired during the final night, DRB. That happens some places, not every place. They will sucker punch you with every mistake you made that can be read as arrogance from years prior. Okay, maybe. Um, I would say so. Let me. They will sucker punch. I don't. It's not a sucker punch. It is a straight in your fucking face. Okay. No one's coming in fucking from the side or behind you. Straight to your face, with every mistake that you made, especially if it's in arrogance. Right. Speaking from someone who often comes off as cocky or arrogant. Right. That is usually not how you want to be perceived. Right. I know I came off like that. That doesn't mean I wanted to be perceived like that. Right. So in my opening up and showing myself, right, a big part of it had to show that um, I am not what you guys think I am. I'm not who you think I am. I'm not cocky. I'm not arrogant. I'm not. I do have humility, right? I am humble, but I also know when I'm fucking right. And when I am right, I'm going to tell you that I'm right so everyone can fucking hear it. Now, especially if it's in a public open setting, right? Now, if we have the opportunity for a one-on-one, we could do it one-on-one, somewhere quiet in the private. But if you come for me in the middle of the mess, okay, then it's on. We in the mess, right? And I think that's where like some of this stuff in this write-up, in other messes I've been a part of, and watching other chiefs go through it years after me and seeing how they act, oftentimes like this. That's the shit that drives me crazy. Because when I was brought up, that's what it was. When you're in the mess, you're in the mess. Right? And now to see people like sit here and be like, oh, it's a sucker punch and da 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 da. It's like, no, no, no. We're all sitting here in the mess. Okay. And you fucked something up and I'm calling you on it. That's not arrogant. That's not cocky. That is just a fact. Okay. They will say awful things about how you're immoral, how you ride the coattails of your junior sailors. I mean, do you? If it's not true, then it's not true. What? Why does it fucking hurt you? Why does it hurt you if it's not true? How useless you are? Are you? Are you useless? Have you been useless during the initiation? Did you ditch your sailors and ditch the season and you're just in this float around in between where you really weren't doing shit at all? Seen that happen before. Once again, this isn't born from acute observation. This is just a way to hurt you based on their own ignorance of you. Again, so that I again, as I just explained my story, right? Maybe part of it could be ignorance that they don't know you, but you should have been getting to know each other during the last 6 weeks, so it shouldn't be ignorance of that. Okay, but I think it's more on the other part where it's like it's not born of acute observation. I think you're fucking sorely mistaken, right? If you don't believe that all year long, and especially leading up to and during the CPO season, that many chiefs, not every chief, but that many chiefs are taking notes, writing down and keeping track of you and what you do and what you say, you're fucking dumb, right? Not every chief, but there's plenty, okay? Or maybe even say like they're assigned that duty to be like, hey, during this training, make sure you three back there participate if you want, but we really need you taking notes on what's happening. Maybe, I don't know. I know I take notes, right? During the meet and greet, when people are introducing their families and stuff, I take notes. When they're explaining this or that, I take notes. So, for speaking strictly for myself, it is born out of acute observation. Okay, and then my own ignorance of not knowing you, right? Um, well, that's twofold. If I don't know you, you probably don't know me either, right? But professionally speaking, I have a lot of notes on you, and you have none on me. The strength of their barbs comes from your belief that they are right. Exactly. I've said that many times. So if they're not right, why do you write this whole thing? If you cannot be strong enough of your own mind, body, and soul, and have the intestinal fortitude to know that you're doing the right thing, what then none of this should hurt. So what are we talking about? What are we talking about? All right. this part, like, I mean, you can see it on the screen. I don't really want to talk about it because, again, that's what I think should not be shared with others unless they experience it. Finally, if none of this helps. Oh, so 17, right? Finally, if none of this helps you and you stand up nearly having a nervous breakdown, this is what you should do. When you get your stupid shirt after acceptance, throw it in the fire and walk away. They may accept you. Do not accept them. Oh my fucking goodness. Right? Like, what in the world? Like, what are we talking about? Right? This shit right here. Where's my. I'm over here. That last one, right? Where they're talking like, throw your shirt and throw the stupid shirt. I'm sure that shirt was stupid then, but I bet you have fucking cheap shirts now. Okay. They may accept you, do not accept them. Like, none of this should, no one should be thinking, looking at this and reading it and thinking that this is fucking helpful to anybody. Okay, let me get rid of my double camera here. All right, this is the absolute fucking worst trashy piece of advice shit that I've ever seen. I think on Reddit pre CPO season. Right, there's nothing positive, nothing constructive, nothing really to help us select out here at all. So chat, let me know if we got 2 more weeks. Yeah, this Wednesday, next Wednesday, 2 more weeks before season. If you want to see another video, I'll put together a little list of what we think can help. And I want input, You let me know, chat, right? If you're first class up for it, what I'm not gonna divulge the secrets, right? But I'll put out a list. Hey, top 10 things to do to help you prep and be successful in the season. I'll do it. Let me know though. If you got input, let me know. Because again, we're stronger as a community. We're stronger as a strong mess, right? When we come together and we put this stuff out together. Unfortunately, I think this uh, chief here, um, I don't like to say that they don't get it still, right? They say that, and so I read a lot of the comments. They say they're everything their fucking sailors need. Awesome, great. And what I challenge you with that is like, but what about so your sailors? Does that include your divo, your department head? Does that include the chief's mess, CMC, XO, CO, right? Does that include everybody, or just your junior sailors? Right? Because when you're a chief, like, it has to include everybody. You have to be the chief and whatever rating you are for all those different fucking positions. Okay. If you're not, then you're really not as good as you might think you are. Yes, the junior sailor might be the most important, right? Because they're the ones really putting in the hardest of work doing it. You have to meet it for everybody else, or else you're failing, right? And I think that's something people don't really realize. I don't think that's something this person realizes right now. Don't know them. I'm sure they're a great person. I'm sure they're fucking great time to have a fucking beer with, right? Red Eye Rich says, "Where's my? This guy ain't a chief." Yeah, I hesitate to say it, right? Because they really sound like E7, but without knowing the person more, I'm not gonna fucking. It's not a. I want to shit on the content, not on the person. You know what I mean? I think this is horrible content that they put out here. Um, and so again, what I want to do is I want to put out, like, let's do a top 10, right? If you're a chief, let me know what's something you would put down, right? If you're telling your a select, if you're telling your first class, right? I got some things in mind already, and I'll put them down. But we'll get that video out. Let me see. Let me get some feedback from you guys, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, it just this is to be a chief 2-3 years removed from your season, looking back at this and not having found the value in anything, right? Again, and that's me. Like, again, I didn't have the greatest of seasons. I didn't feel my season was that great. I do feel that my season taught me what I needed to learn, right? I do. I really do. That's not to say that every lesson, that I loved every lesson, or that at the time I appreciated it all, or I was fucking that we're all huggy dovey fucking afterwards. No, most of them I don't even fucking talk to anymore, right? For some reason or another. That doesn't make that the season shitty, right? Um, And I think we can, if you cannot separate the person, right, that might have wronged you or something like that, from the concept of the season, several years removed after your season, I don't know what to say. I think you are not going to help the mess be better at all, right? You're not moving us in the right direction, right? Um, and that's something where, like me, I looked at it as like, okay, well, year one, sitting on the sideline watching a very senior match, a lot of master chiefs, a lot of senior chiefs, really fucking people knowing what they're fucking doing, right? Do it and then chiming in, where I felt that I had something of value to chime in on, and then getting feedback from the senior chiefs that are around, like, hey man, like good job, like that was on point. I'm like, oh shit, okay, all right, like that did me a lot of good, right? But then taking a proactive role and helping out with the season, right, where I saw things that I knew that I did not like, or that I know I could do better, or that I wanted to try to do better, then step up, right? It's kind of like that shitty slogan that some people like to put on the back of shirts: lead or get out of the way. So what is this person doing, right? Are they stepping up in their mess and leading, or are they just in the way? You know what I mean? And again, I don't want to take that. It's not. It sounds like shot, but it's not. It's a challenge, right? It's like there's with when you post something like this, you open yourself up to it. Okay. What? I don't fucking get this at all. There's just nothing useful, right? And to sum it up, like this is like when you see those fucking cringy ass posts that some dudes be doing, right? Where there's like the young military person that'll make something in uniform, or these other ones. There's a real funny one. It's like this dude. He's like a light skinned brother with like fucking gray eyes or something, where he does something. He's like outside of his car, and then he was like, what did he say? What's that one video? He's like, you're in her DMs, but I'm in her sheets, or some shit like that. He's like, we're not the same, Papa. He has a real big following, right? And then he like gets into the car, like tries to be real smooth about it. He has a real big following, but like the comments on that video, and like many videos like this, right, are like, wow, you recorded this, watched the recording, and was like, yeah, that's the one, and then you posted it, right? I'm live, so yeah, this is the one. But like to type all of this up, right? You type all this up, you read through it all, right? And at number 17, you ended with, finally, if none of this helps and you still end up nearly having a nervous breakdown, this is what you should do. This is your last piece of, none of anything else is really advice. It's all bitching and complaining, straight up, okay? It's all bitching and complaining. And your only piece of advice is, when you get your stupid shirt after acceptance, throw it in the fire and walk away. They may accept you, do not accept them. That's the only advice you fucking gave. Everything else is just how your season fucking sucked. Hey, recap from 3 years ago, why I hated my season. Like, so what'd you do with your shirt? Did you throw it in the fire afterwards? Did you throw it away? You don't have it no more? You don't fit it no more? I don't fit mine no more. I know that was like a medium back then. Holy shit, brothers. So like, oh man, this should just really, really grind my gears. All right, I think that's all we got, chat. Let me know down in the comments, how do you feel about when you read something like this? Is this good? Is this bad? I don't know what it is. I think it's trash, really. We're gonna do a top 10 things ourselves here on Bravo Zulu. Let me know down in the comments, what is something you'd like to see on that list. We could go more than 10, right? He came up with a generic 17. All right. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Don't forget, like, subscribe, right? Join us every week when we have some kind of content going on, whether it's gaming or another video like this, right? We got some interviews coming up. Don't forget, everybody, like and subscribe. Give us the finger, okay? That's for me. No, it's a joke, people. Thumb me up, okay? And hey, these views and opinions are of mine only. I'm not endorsed. I do not be endorsed. I'm not endorsing them. They don't endorse me. You know how it is. All right, we out. Until next time.